I'm gonna tell you something. Someone is secretly making a lot of money. Not a huge amount of money, but a disgusting amount of money. And the most important is that they don't want you to know about this. Then they want you to focus on the news, on the speeches, on the drama, on everything else, just not on this. But the bill is secretly being paid by you. You pay it every day, today, tomorrow, every time you go to a store and you look at the prices and wonder why are they so high. But today, we will do something they don't want us to do. We will play detective and we will follow the money. See who makes a lot of money out of this. See who pays it and see who suffers the most. So let's do it. Now the first question, and it's a big one. The wars cost an enormous amount of money, but who actually pays for them? Where does the money come from? The world of Afghanistan for US costed around $2 trillion during 10 years. This is around 300 million every single day. Just imagine this sum of money. Who do you think paid for this money? People. But how? The government issues some paper IOs. We call them bonds. They borrow money from investors, from firms, from other countries, and from pension funds. And who pays it back? The population. For example, the UK finished paying back the World War II debt in 2006, meaning that a person being born on 1946 when the World War II ended, he was 61 when the UK used his money to pay off the debt from the war, meaning that he has paid for something that he has never even lived. That's ridiculous. Now the dark thing is that the governments start the war and they pay it. But it's not actually them, but it's actually the humans who pay it. Not the people who started the war, the presidents, the dictators. No, it's the average citizen. And you feel it every day. You pay this extra tax every time you go to a store, every time you see something more expensive. Take a look at this chart I have right here. It is the immediate conflict price shock waves that happened exactly after the Russian invasion of Ukraine. The EU natural gas surge. Overnight, the gas surged 40% in their price, meaning that yesterday it was one price, and the next day after the invasion, the gas was 40% more. Now the global wheat supply cut, 30% was off the market. Ukraine and Russia was exporting wheat, which stated as 30% of the world market, meaning all the wheat remaining in the world suddenly was much more expensive. Pricier wheat, pricier bread, pricier oil. And this marked in high inflation sparks, the highest in the last 40 years. In US it was 9.1% and UK it was 11%. It was huge. And who felt it? The average citizen, the average household, not the one who started it. Now, here comes the part that the government actually hides from you. Every war produces losers and specific recurring economic winners. Who are these winners? Let's take a look. The first one is, of course, the defense prime contractors. The longer a conflict is, the more contracts they have from the government, the more money they have. Billions of dollars, even trillions of dollars. Every major war in the world made someone very rich. That's why they're more interested in prolonging the war. That's why you don't see immediate peace talks. Because they don't want peace talk, they want more money. That's it. That's the dark truth of this. Second, someone sells oil, a new country sells oil. Every time someone starts a new fight, someone who sold oil was more interested in selling the oil. What do you think when the Iran and US war started? Who made the most profit out of oil? Of course, oil companies. Now let's take a look who wins and who loses during a war. The defense contractors, of course, they have a record backlog. The government orders a lot of weapons for them. Both countries. And the countries nearby that are afraid of being invaded, they also spend a lot. Think of this in the last time. After the Russian invasion of Ukraine, Europe has increased spending 3 times more. The sovereign lenders, they have high yield interest. Some countries and some people give debt to the countries that is at war, and they receive back interest like US did with Europe after the world wars. The reconstruction firms have multi-billion contracts After everything is exploded, the reconstruction firms make a lot of money, but the working household is a real wage loss. They pay it in the store, they pay it with inflation, that pay it with higher prices every time, higher taxes even sometimes. Now here are some consequences of the war. Major consequences of the country during a war. The first one is the infrastructure. It is being damaged. Everything is being damaged, everything is being changed. A lot of expense in the damaged infrastructure. Roads, electrical infrastructure, oil refineries, etc. The second one of the most important things is the permanent capital flight, meaning when a country starts a war, high talents like doctors, software engineers, scientists, entrepreneurs, they flee the country and rarely come back, meaning the country loses a lot of high talent, people who paid a lot of tax, and when they lose a lot of tax and high talent, they cannot evolve in the pace that they used to. What is your personal defense plan? Let's talk about this, because I always advise you, as a big brother who knows something in this, how you can protect yourself from this. Let's take a look. The first one is escape stagnant yields, meaning that if a country has a lot of inflation and you have your money in a bank account and the interest of your bank account is lower than the inflation of the country, that means your money actually loses their value. Withdraw them, put them only in a bank that offers an interest rate higher than the inflation in that country. In any case, don't put money in the bank, you will lose money. Second one is global diversification. Don't invest in one country, don't invest in one region, invest in multiple continents, Europe, Asia, US. And if you do this, if one region fails, for example, if Europe starts a huge war, God save us please, the economy will go down a lot. But you are invested in US, you are invested in Asia, in Africa, in everything else. And if all the other grow, but Europe falls down, on average you will be in profit. Dark truth, but it is the truth. Now, when something in the world happens, a conflict, a panic and terror attack, people usually invest in something. Precious metals and fuel. These are some commodities that people usually invest in. So watch out for precious metals and oil. Last move is having a disciplined holding strategy. Don't panic sell the moment you see something happening in the world, because you will always lose. Panic never helped someone. Usually, great investors stayed calm during uncertainty. They thought, if something happens in the world, look up for the winners. People who sold weapons, oil, these are usually the things that are being bought during a war, during a crisis. Or hold gold and silver. They always go up during crisis, because the market always rebounds. Like, take a look at this. In 1945, there was a post-World War II reconstruction boom. People was invested a lot in the market, and the economy, the world economy actually was rising a lot from the ashes. In 1973, there was an oil shock absorption, meaning that after the oil crisis in the US, the economy rebounded again. In 2003, there was a post-Iraq stabilization in the economy, and in 2022, after the Russian invasion of Ukraine, there was a modern energy pivot, thanks to AI mostly, but the economy rebounded. Every time the economy was rebounded again. So remember this and don't sell anytime, because knowledge is your financial defense. I will always try to help you a lot, and I will try to explain it like you're my friend and a total beginner. Until next time. But if you want to know how to budget properly if you are in debt, or how to know about the stock market, then visit these two videos right here. Choose which one is suited the best. And until next time, peace.